So 4 more minutes and we'll kick off. 4 more minutes. Everyone in the waiting room. Okay. Live stream. Give me a second. Okay, we're almost there. So I'm going to live stream on YouTube. So this means that you can actually go back to YouTube to watch this session. Because I'm sort of speed up. I'm not going to. So you might not understand every single thing now. Don't worry. You'll still be able to go back to YouTube and have a look again. And yeah, so don't worry at all. Apart from that, for those of you who would decide to join our training after this, you get a whole lot of all of this, so don't worry. Okay, let me share my screen. Share screen. Which one am I looking to share? That one. Okay. If you can see my screen, please let me know.
Yeah. Yes, we can see it.
Brilliant. So if you want to go to YouTube, just go to Armon Careers on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type Armon Careers, and I'm sure once you get to the page, you would see the live stream video. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Let me try and increase this a little bit. 200, what does it look like? Yep, that's good. Okay, yes. Let's show that everything is all right here. Okay. Okay, we seem to be in a good situation here. 1 more minute and we'll kick off. 1 more minute and we'll kick off. Where is my... Okay. That is wrong. Yeah, proposal. Yes. Okay. Now, in Armon Careers, we have templates for everything. We have a lot of templates. All right. So, in fact, we have templates that you can use straight up. You know, you don't even need to make a lot of changes. You can take the template, you can adapt it to your current working environment, and just kick off. Okay. So, in this particular session, we're going to be looking at a project proposal. We're going to be looking at a project brief. I have already sort of prepared the template already before now because I don't want to start creating one from scratch, but I will talk you through the template and you understand why these documents are important, and then how to use them on your projects. And then obviously, for those of you who, for example, would want to attend our training going forward, you would obviously have a field day with all other templates that we would that we'll be sharing with you. Okay. Now, the chat message. Let me see. Brilliant. Okay. Okay. So now, when delivering a new project, yeah, the very first thing, not really a project proposal in these cases. Remember, you can take 2 positions. One position, sorry, there's someone who's struggling to join the session. Just give me a minute. Let me try get this lady on. Okay. Okay, just give me a second. Let me send the link to someone who's obviously struggling to join. So getting people saying, oh, I want to join, I can't find the link. We've sent the link to everybody's email addresses, but it's possible that some individuals haven't seen that email. Okay, I'm going to try not to get interrupted anymore. Because if anyone hasn't really seen the link before now, just remembering now that you don't have the link, I'm not going to be able to help you. Okay, so please, if you can't hear at any time, please let me know. If you have any questions, you can ask. Now, in a project, there are two scenarios here. All right. The first scenario is you are in a company, and the company has said, will say to your department, say, come up with all the projects you want to deliver next year, and let us know which ones to approve or reject, or which ones to get into the budget. You can create a project proposal for that, or you are delivering projects for a client, and the client has come to you or your company to deliver a project. Now, the client is supposed to complete a project proposal to give to your company, but most of them don't, okay? So they would want you to do it. So you can pick up this template and fill it out on behalf of the client, or help the client with a template like this. So whether it's an in-house project or a project delivering for a client as an agency, you can use this document, okay? Very important document, your project proposal document. Now, I'm going to talk to you about how it works, all right? Now, we have, I hope you can all see my screen very well. Now, I have given a small update here saying the purpose of this document, project proposal, this is to provide sufficient information to the portfolio delivery board. That portfolio delivery board can be a senior management team, responsible for deciding what projects they get a yes, what project gets a no. The project board can sit to make that decision. This proposal is you proposing the idea to them. Again, if you work for an agency and there is a client who wants this proposal will enable this board to make a decision whether the project should go on or be part of the projects that they're going to sponsor during that period or not. Okay. Now, to complete this document, again, this is our Harmon Careers template that we use on the projects that you're going to be working on if you choose to attend our training. As we always say to you, our training is not just based on qualifications. You get to actually work on a real project, gain hands-on experience, and these templates are some of the templates that you would use in delivering your project. All right, I'm just going to walk you through it really quickly. Okay. Now, what would they want to know? For example, your project name. You can fill in your project name here. As you can see, our templates are so easy for you to use. All right. You can fill in your project name here, whatever the project is called. Then name of the person completing the template. It can be a project manager. It can be a business analyst. It can be a program manager, doesn't matter. The person's name needs to go here. Line manager, who's going to approve that project or that ID's templates, who's going to approve the template once you're done. That person's name is meant to go here. Location of the document, now this is important. Where is this document saved? If your company has a shared drive where you save all documents online, you have to put the link where this document can be found. If it's saved on your computer, you have to write it here. We need to know where to find this document. Because sometimes you might not be in the company and we might need to know where this document is saved. So it's important that you actually highlight where this document is saved. Now, version control and date. Obviously, the date of this particular document. So what date are you filling in this document? That date needs to go here. Version control, this is the first version. Now, when you want to update, version control is important because when you want to update a document, you do not write over the one that you've already done. So if we create a first document, submit it, and they come back with some changes, oh, change this, change that, you don't go to that document and begin to change things in it. No, you create a new version. So you do save as you create a new version, the same project document, but instead of having 1.0, you now have 1.1 on the new document. When you make another update, you have 1.2. So at the end of the day, you now have 3 documents, 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, as you make changes. So we can track where this document started from and where it is now, okay? So that whoever will be reviewing the document can also tell that the one they saw last week and they reviewed last week was 1.1. Now you have sent a 1.2. So I don't have to struggle to know which one is the most updated document. If there are 10 documents of the same thing, I just go straight to 1.9 or 1. Or 1 or 2.0, for example. So that's version control, very important. It's something that a professional must learn out. Now, revision history. With every version, the best practice is to talk about what changes. For example, there are 3 versions of the same document, 1.0, 1.1, and 1.2. Okay, 1.0, 1.1, and 1.2. Now, what changes went into 1.1 that is not in 1.2? What changes went into 1.2, 1.3 that is not in 1.2? All right, these things are important to note, very important. Now, that is what this particular section helps us. Sorry, people keep joining the meeting rooms and I keep having to go in to, bring them in. All right, now, this section of the document will help you do one thing. 1.1, this is the date, author, Henry, Mbadiwe, summary of changes, updated project scope, page 3, something like that. So I know where that, no, sorry, this is the first one, 1.0. So initial, okay. So that's that summary of changes. Now, I submit that document to my line manager or to the project board. They make a few changes, tell me, Henry, go back and update this and this and that. I'm like, brilliant, no problem. Now, on this document, I would say 1.1. I'll put the dates here, all right, 2020. And I would say this one was updated by Henry, Mbadiwe, and Jane Doe. All right. What was summary of changes? Page 3, or I'll just say page 3. Updated scope. Then I can say page 4. Page 4, deleted next steps section, for example. So this is very useful. Now, when I go to my document that says version 1.9, when this is now long enough to have 1.9, I can see all the previous versions and the changes that has been going into those versions up to this version 1.9. Okay, so it's important that we maintain this. See, it is these little things that make you able to answer questions that nobody else can answer. Listen, I have worked for multinational companies all over the world, Microsoft, Samsung, all of them. And I can tell you, what makes me stand out is when I go to a meeting and say, no, this version you're looking at is the wrong version. We have updated this version. In fact, version 1.5 was the version where we changed this and removed that and that. How can you remember? It's not because I'm one smart guy with this photographic memory. No, it's because my job as a project manager is to follow these processes and to have very good structure. And these structures will enable me to remember things that everybody else has forgotten. It will make me look special, make me look amazing. But all I've just done is just have a good structure. And that is what we need to teach you to do. Now, going into the main document, this section says project description. So this is where I get to explain what is the current situation and the background of this project. That's the question. Here, I can fill in that information. I can say, for example, this is a new project. Proposal to build a or an online portal for payments. This is a new portal as the business has had no automate, no, automated way of taking payments, blah, 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 blah. The point is, what is the current situation? Why are we doing this? What's the background? We give a small background. It doesn't need to be 15 pages. It can be a few lines. Remember, this is a project proposal. No rocket, no magic here, okay? And by the way, guys, I can see that the only thing we're going to look at today is project proposal. I will not be able to look at the brief. We might look at the brief the next time, because I think before we go through all of this, it might take a while. If I'm meant to do this properly, it might take a while. So let's see if we can focus on the proposal and then take a few questions at the end of the day so that I don't rush through it. Okay. Now, here you give the current situation. Current situation, we've not had any automated way of taking payments before. You know, what's going on? We are proposing to actually, we are proposing to create a new online portal for taking payments. You know, you give a bit of, you know, direction into what's going on here. All right. Now, this point is now where the hiring managers, oh, sorry, not hiring manager, sorry. Your senior manager or the board or your manager would want to know, what is the rationale behind this project? Why are we doing it? Why should we do it? All right. So went offline for a short while. And what screen am I sharing? That one. Sorry, went offline for a short while, or I went offline for a short while. Back on board now. All right, now, the rationale behind the project is where you have to explain what's the purpose of this project. Why should we do it? We've had issues tracking payments made to the company and made to the company. Furthermore, reporting on expenditures has been blah, 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 you know, whatever. The point is, we want to know why you are doing this, okay? What is the rationale? Prove to them that this is important, okay? Prove that this is important. This is the reason for this section. Again, you don't have to write 20 lines, 15 lines. Go straight to the point. This is just a project proposal. It is not where you write a lot of detail. Point, go straight to the point and make sure that whoever is reading it, remember, senior managers will be reading this proposal. If you run your own business and you're looking to, you know, propose something, you know, you can use part of this document and another document that I'll show you in future. If you want to, if you are in that situation where you run your own business or you want to propose a new project to an investor or something like that, so you can use part of this document. Now, the next part is this: strategic objective this project is aligned to and how. Now, a lot of companies have their focus for the year. All right, they have or their focus for the next 5 years or 10 years. To make your case more relevant, you need to be able to show how this project aligns with where the company is going to. If you are proposing a project to a client, you want to go and win a contract, and you know what that company is doing, you can say, for example, in this section, this is how this project aligns with your company's strategic objectives You see, it will help whoever is reading to know that you understand what you are talking about. Remember, this information does not have to come from the head of the project manager or the head of the business analyst. It can come from everybody within the company's head, but it is your own job to put it together in one document. So I can go to the head of finance, I can go to the head of HR, I can go to the head of IT, I can go to the marketing department, IT department, finance, accounting. I can go to different departments fishing for information to complete all of this section. So do not think that it's from your head that all of the answers to these questions will come in. That's not true. Don't let that bother you, okay? I have worked on projects where I don't really have a lot of experience in those areas, but I have gone and used the individuals who have worked in that field for years to be able to harness their knowledge and complete my project proposal document. And when I submit it, they're going to ask me, Henry, they're asking me questions. And I'll be answering the questions because I've had conversations with these people. And even if I don't know the answer to any question, I'll say, you know what, let me get back to John, who is the head of marketing. You know, I worked with him to complete this section. I'll go back to him and have a conversation with him, and I'll email you or email all of us what the outcome of that conversation is. So do not worry if you don't know one thing or the other, or if one of the questions you can't answer is regarding to the proposal. Proposals are not designed to come out of the project manager's head. As a project manager, as a business analyst, your job is to know the process to follow to capture this information. But the information itself will come from different experts in different parts of the company. So have no fear, okay? Now, the next part is section 2, resources. At this point, I'm going to write who are the individuals who will be working on this project. Look at 2.1. What departments do you think might be involved in making your idea happen? Please indicate in the table below. Remember, in projects, resources is not about money. Resources is about people. When we say resources, we're not talking about money or materials. We're talking about people, okay? Those are the resources that matter when it comes to projects, all right? So when you hear resources, please don't think of money, think of individuals, okay? Now, in this point, I would fill in who are the people I think will be involved. I can say finance, I can talk about the service, all right? Again, this doesn't have to follow this exact way. It doesn't, okay? It might follow a slightly different format, all right? But the point is, I just want to list the departments that these people are in, or for you, it might not be departments. It can just easily be, it can be, for example, the role of the person. It can be the name of the person, and it can be the function of the person. So I can change this from role to title. The title of the person, and then function. So I can easily say title is, let's say, finance admin. What's the name? John, for example. What function is the person going to? This individual will help with processing payments, made during the project. Remember, the idea here is not for you to just follow a template blindly. No, that's why I changed the headings to suit what I think we'll be talking about. Don't just follow it blindly, okay? What this place requires is you can even change department. Who are the individuals you think would be involved in making this happen, and what role would they play? You can easily make this to answer those questions, or you can go back to the original idea. You can go back to the original idea and say, we need the finance department, we need HR department, we need operations department. All right, what services will be involved? In finance, with this particular service that we need, maybe management accounting, for example, or payment services. All right, what other organizations will be involved in this area? You might be bringing a finance company from outside the company or whatever. So the point is, you can answer these questions. This template will guide you into how to answer the question of who are the resources that we're working on this project. That's what is most important here. So I've listed a few of them down. They might not be relevant to your project. They might be relevant. They might not be relevant. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you have a section in your proposal where you highlight the individuals who will be involved in doing this. For example, if you are pitching for a contract, and in that contract, you want to say that you need finance. Finance, maybe you are building a software for Ministry of Finance, okay? And in that software, you say you need people, the finance department in your company. You now say you need to get management accounting, payment accounting, account forwarding, whatever, you list them here, and then other organizations involved. Because you are also working on a payment platform, you might say InterSwitch is going to be involved, or PayPal integration, PayPal will also be involved. You can list a few things. It's just to give us the idea. When it comes to finance, who are the different companies and individuals that will be involved in dealing with that aspect of the project? So, you know, there is no hard and fast rule on how to do this. You can do it in any way that you think would help pass that information, okay? Now, the next part, what staffing resources will it require? Now, here, you can use to capture the different departments, different areas of your project, the services that are involved, different companies, organizations that will be involved, or you can use to capture the individuals that will be involved. But there's another section here where it will ask you who are the individuals who would work on the project itself, not people who you need to make it happen. For example, I might need to go and meet GT Bank as part of people that will help us integrate payments, or I might meet HSBC Bank in the UK to help us integrate payments. I will put those ones here. But this question here in 2.2 is asking you and saying who will be part of your project team. So the individuals, project manager, business analyst, software testers, developers, accounts, maybe project finance person, you know, project assistant person, maybe, you know, who are those individuals who will be part of your team? That's what I want to know here, all right? Any requirements for resources that the project will require. Remember, resources is people, not money, okay? So you list down these individuals and their responsibilities. So you have their name, you have their positions, all right, here, so that we know. And maybe you can even have a description of the roles, of their roles. You can have that here. So name, project manager, or name James McEnroe, position, project manager, description. This person is responsible for the overall management of the project to ensure we deliver smoothly and on time. Next person, name, name Jane Macro, position, front-end developer, description. This person is responsible for building the interface for the application, something like that, just to help us really understand who will be working on this project, okay? Now, point 3 is now another important part, outcomes. Every project must have an outcome, all right? We want to know, what is this project meant to deliver? What is it producing, all right? First things first. 3.1, what difference will this project make to the organization? I have gone as far as giving you more detail. Give an outline of how your proposal will improve what we do. Now, this template is designed for you to pitch to a senior management team. So for example, you are looking to pitch, you say, look, this project would help you. Now, it's an outline. So don't write a lot of notes. What I'd advise is that I would like you to do point 1. This project will impact so and so. Point 2, this project will help us see so and so. Point 3, this project will help us speed up this and that. Point 4, this project will plug the leak in this area and that area. Point 5, go point by point so that they can easily see what the benefit of this project is, okay? That will be my advice, for you to go point by point in this particular section. Okay, we have individuals joining. I'm still trying to admit a few more people. So you go point by point. That's my advice. Okay. Now, 3.2. What difference will this project make to our customers? Give an outline to how your proposal will improve the services we offer to our customers. Now, this section, you might have a bit of an overlap. The first section talks about how it will improve the organization. Second one is if it's a product that your company sells to customers. Remember, everybody is selling something. Everybody wants to sell something. When my team suggested that we have, online trainings like this for free, people can attend. The idea here is that they want to make difference to the customer is that the customer will be able to have an idea of what we do in terms of a practical idea of what we do, which would now help each and every one of you make a decision to know whether this training is worth it or not. All right. So this might help you make that decision clearer rather than just seeing adverts online. Okay. So now give an outline of how your proposal will improve the service we offer to our customers. So you give that outline, walk step by step. Point one, it will help the customers have a better idea of our product and services. Point two, it will douse the doubts in the customer's heart or mind that maybe our training doesn't have quality. Point three, it should break down the barrier of online learning because people might be worried about online training, waiting for classroom, but they need to know that online can be as interactive trainings also. So that will break down that barrier for each and every one of them. So you can list out the points, how this would, help your customers, all right, or whoever that person is selling to. If you are delivering projects to the Nigerian government, the Nigerian people can be the customers, all right? Or you're delivering project for a Nigerian agency or Nigerian government in one area, maybe serving another area of government, you can highlight all of that point, all right? Now, the next point is now estimated costs. How much would this cost? Again, I wouldn't want you to just put one figure here to say this would cost, some of you can just come in and say it would cost, 100,000 pounds, or the equivalent in Naira, it would cost 47 million Naira. Okay, I don't want you to do that. Nobody would like to see something like this. All right. What I would advise you to do is to, what I would advise you to do is to have a very simple, you can create a table in Excel and import your table here, or you can just create the table here yourself. Okay. I can go on to create a table. Insert the table here. I would have serial number, item, unit costs, quantity, total costs. Hold on. Yeah. Total cost. Okay. Something that's simple. All right. And my serial number is just 1, 2, and there. Item, I can say, let me just give these bags of cement, for example. Unit cost is 100 pounds. You can do this in Excel, so it's automated, okay? Quantity is 10. Total cost of your cement is how much? 1,000 pounds. And then I can say, for example, I can go as far as saying business. Okay, somebody's trying to come in. I can go as far as saying business analysts, unit cost 400 pounds per day. How many days do you need them? I can say 400 pounds per day. All right. How many days will you need your business analyst for? 20 days, 20 working days in a month. I need them for 3 months. That's 60 days. 400 pounds per day, 8,000 pounds a month. 8,000 pounds multiplied by 3, 24,000 pounds is the cost of my business analyst. All right. And now also I can even go in here. Hold on. insert a new column here where I say I can have, so I can have it in 2 sections. Sorry, you know what? Let me do it this way. I can have it in 2 sections, okay? Let me delete this. 2 sections. This one is your material costs. Material costs, where I can have maybe hosting fees, all right? And unit costs per month is, let's say, £5 per month. How many months do we need it for? 3 months. And that is total cost is £15. Then I can now come down here and have resource costs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can have another, and at the end of the day, I can have my total here, total equal to 1,015 of resource costs, then, sorry, of material costs, the material cost here. Where's my home? Make that, where's my menu? Make that bold, underline that, material cost, resource costs. I'll do the same thing, go to my table, insert table, 5, yeah. And then I have my serial number, item, oh no, resource, day rates, number of days, okay. That one is still coming in. Day rates, number of days, and total cost. So this is my resource costs now for individuals. So I can do that into 2. I have my project manager. No, sorry, what am I doing? No, this is my number 1, resource project manager, day rate, £500 per day, number of days. It's a 3-month project, so 60 days. Total cost of my project manager over the 3-month period, £30,000. And then, no, let me insert another column. Number of days is fine. I can have quantity. Quantity. Okay. I just need 1 project manager. All right. So number 2, you see, I'm making up my template as I go along. I'm creating what would help me make it easy for people to see what the cost is on our project. You see that point? So the point is not for you to just copy a template. See, this wasn't here before. I'm just producing what I need to make passing my information clearer, all right? That's what I think is important. Now, here I have my business analysts. How much? Oh gosh, I'm still at, some people are still joining at 8:45. Wow, we're almost about to finish. Okay, so business analyst, how much is my BA? £400 per day. How many BAs do I need? 3 BAs. I need 3 BAs. Total amount for all of them. Maybe I can calculate the amount somewhere else in my Excel sheet. 1 BA is £8,000 over 3 months, which is times 60, will give us 22,000, 24,000. And I need 3 of them over that period. So 24,000 multiplied by 3. Number of days is 60 days multiplied by 3, which is 100 and how many? 180 days. Because I have 3 business analysts over a period of 3 months. That's 23 multiplied by 20. I can do that times 20 days each. For each of them is 180 days. So how much would that cost us? £400 multiplied by 180 days is £72,000 for my business analyst. So you, at the end of the day, you now have your resource total total, my resource total is equal to 72,000 pounds plus 30,000 pounds. You have 102,000 pounds. Okay. Now, once I have that, I now have my project total estimated costs. All right. And I have material costs is equal to, see, I'm just breaking it down so that even a dummy which would not question your finances. Resource costs is equal to 102 there, then let me put this in one page. Give me a second. I want it to fit into one page. Then my total cost is now equal to, how much is it? 10200 plus 1015 equals to that amount. Oh, no. Oops, sorry. 03 1 no, 015. Then obviously I'll try and make that bold, maybe change the color so that it's very clear. So I've broken down my finances now, my costs, estimated project cost. Is a high level breakdown. It's not meant to be detailed, estimated cost. I just wanted to just list out a few things. You can list out maybe, more quantities, just estimated cost. All right. So you break it down, material cost separate, resource cost separate. It might not have a lot of materials. Most of it might be resource costs. Material, if you are building this IT, a software application, material cost might be cost of hosting, buying a domain name, cheap, small cost. But resource cost is where the main cost is. Just break it down so it's easy. Finally, sign off. Please submit please submit to the portfolio office once complete and retain a receipt for your record. So I want to now say, obviously, who's going to sign this off? I want to give this to John. All right, John. John, oh gosh. John needs to sign off. Mary needs to sign off. And Temi needs to sign off. Now, John will now sign, all right? Signed or approved. And then Mary will do the same thing. So you give it to them to approve your proposal. So once they've approved your proposal that you have completed, then you can now submit the proposal to senior management for them to look through it. And they might come back and say, no, remove this area, remove that area, change this, change that. You now go back to your version control, create a new version of the project, and then have a new document. With the same document, just create a new, copy the document, make a new copy, save this old one, make a new copy, then come here, 1.1, make the changes, you say the changes you want to make to this document, then go and make the changes where relevant, all right? You make the changes you need to make, and then you submit version 1.1 to them to approve again. So that's the way to sort of work with this going forward. Now, with that, you have completed your proposal. Remember, I'm not saying you cannot add 1 or 2 bits to it. You can. I'm not saying you cannot remove or update 1 or 2 bits. You can. But you have to understand that the project proposal helps you to align your thoughts so that you can submit a document that is well thought through, that senior managers can look at and be able to at least make a decision. So that's what a project proposal looks like. It's 9 minutes to go, and I know I've known from the beginning of this that we would not be able to look at project brief. If we are going to do this again, we might be able to look at project brief at that time. So, question. Does anyone have any questions? You can unmute your mic and ask a question if you have any questions, and I will answer the question With the last 9 minutes that we have, if you have any questions, please ask.
Hi.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Great. My name is Susan, and I have a couple of questions. I'll try to make them very quick. But before I say that, this is my first training with Almond, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. So the first question I want to ask is, does this apply to projects in the international development space? Say, for instance, you work in an international agency, you want to engage the private sector, organizations in the private sector. So really, it's not about money per se, it's really more about the social impact and partnership. Does this proposal work for such things? And the second question, really quickly, is when you're doing your estimates, can you put in an allowance for miscellaneous expenses? So things that will probably come up, but you're not particularly sure what they are as at the point you're preparing the proposal. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Susan. Susan, are you in Nigeria or in the UK? Or in Ireland or in Canada? Where are you?
I'm in Lagos, actually.
Lagos. Okay, brilliant. Susan, now, very, very good questions. Thank you very much. First of all, this particular proposal so what will happen is, if you want to use this to engage the private sector, you need to be able to, you can expand this a little bit. Remember, this starts growing. You do your version 1.0 internally only. Senior managers to see and approve and say they're happy with it. Then you build on it. You can build on this document to the point where you would be able to have a full-fledged proposal document that you can submit to the private sector companies you are looking to engage. So remember, it's a proposal. That's what it's called, a proposal. You are proposing something, okay? So yes, you can build on this document, but you make sure you tailor it to that company or what you think the company would want to see, or what you think the company will be happy to invest in, or how it applies to your own company and what your company is doing. All right, so you can sort of adapt it to suit. But yes, you can use this particular proposal in any way, shape, or form. But what I would only advise is you start with the proposal being high level within your organization. So as people now bring in more inputs, we create new versions that have more meat and more weight to them, because you cannot submit a light document to a client or to the private sector. So you start internally, then as you begin to look good, maybe when you go to your 2.0, is now the version that you now send to clients. And when you come to this point, you can put your version and say summary. You can say internal only. Then maybe 2.0 is now external. All right, so that when I'm looking at the history, I can see which ones we looked at internally. I can see which particular document was sent out to the external client. And yes, it is imperative that you always have that miscellaneous. For you now, charging for project manager per day might be difficult. You can charge a percentage for project management. 20% of the budget goes to project management fees. You can do that. You can also have a risk budget. And the risk budget can say 10% of the total budget would go to risk management and mitigation. Last week, I did a training on risk management, which you can find on YouTube. You can go to Almond Careers YouTube page. You can find that template there. I did something on risk management. So you can have 10% of total budget on risk. So don't just put miscellaneous like that. You can have risk budgets, miscellaneous, 10%. You can have change budgets, 10%, which is, if as we progress, anything that changes, we have a budget by which we can sort of use, to manage those changes, until it goes out. Maybe one day, no, I can't do everything for free. But those people that attend our training go through what we call change management, impact assessment on changes, where there is a whole new cost to change control, and who pays for it when something changes beyond what we have agreed to do initially. So, and you can also just put miscellaneous, like that. So yes, in terms of finances, you can deal with those two areas. Okay, thank you. I hope that makes sense, Susan.
Okay, good evening, Mr.
Any more questions from anybody else?
Yeah, I just had a quick. Oh, sorry. I think someone's already jumped in. I just had a quick question anyway. Before, sorry to interrupt. Sorry, I just had a general question, quick one.
Ade, carry on.
Yeah, just to find out the free sessions that you've got on at the moment, how long they're on for, and when we can start making, contributions towards actually joining in the actual service itself. Hello, did you get that?
Gosh, sorry, you're dropping off, Ade.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You're dropping off. Sorry, I didn't get that. I can hear you now, yeah.
All right. No,
Ade, where are you talking from?
I'm in London, Southeast London. So I just wanted to find out.
Okay.
Yeah, just wanted to find out generally, how long is are the free sessions for? Number one, and number two, obviously once they're done, is it possible for someone like myself to have a one-to-one session with yourself to discuss things, so you can have an idea as to where I'm at currently in my career and where I want to go, my projection generally. That's it, really.
Oh gosh, Ade, I'm so sorry. I'm not sure what's going on with the internet. Do you want to try?
I'll type it in. Yeah, I'll type my questions in. No problem.
Yes, if you type it, I'll read it out. Okay. I'll read it out, and
all right, cool.
Make sure that everyone hears that I can try to answer the question. So you can drop it by chat. That would help. I'm not sure why it's we're having this problem. Okay.
Hello, Mr.
In the meantime, any more questions from anybody else?
Hello, Mr. Aaron.
While I wait for Ade.
Hello, Mr.
Hello,
Aaron.
Tony.
How are you, sir?
Hi, Tony. Where are you speaking from?
I'm speaking from Lagos, Nigeria.
Lagos. Okay, I can hear you.
Okay.
You can speak out a little bit more, please.
Okay. My first question. Hope you can hear me. My first question is: what's the difference between project proposal and project charter? That's number one. And the second question is: I overheard when you were.
Sorry. What was the first question?
The first question: what's the difference between project proposal and project charter? Project charter.
Project proposal and project charter.
Exactly. What's the difference between the two? Okay, that's the first question. And the second question is, I heard you when the first person asked the question on miscellaneous, maybe it can be added. So can miscellaneous mean the same thing with contingency cost?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you can
Sorry,
go ahead.
you heard me when
question.
somebody asked the question on miscellaneous.
On miscellaneous, I want to ask, is miscellaneous the same thing with contingency cost?
Yes.
It's miscellaneous. Okay, the same thing.
It's the same.
Okay.
You can categorize them in the same space.
Okay, so the first question, project charter.
Now, the project charter is what you would get in a situation where there is a situation where we have a project or we have an idea of what we want to do, and we are giving it to you to do. So I write a project charter, or senior management or an external company would write a project charter and say, this is what we want you to do for us. Then you would now take that charter and now write out a response to it. There is something called RFP, a request for proposal, where we say, this is what we want to do. Then you would now take what that company says they want to do, which can be in form of their charter, their project charter, or their project mandate. Prince 2 will call it project mandate, and I think PMP will call it project charter. Maybe I'm mixing it up, but it's the same thing. That mandate says, this is what we want you to deliver. It's a high-level requirement of what we want to do. I want to build a 4-story building. That can be a project charter. Have I said the detail of the building? No. I'm just saying 4-story building with swimming pool and a gym. That's all. That can be a project charter. That's what we want to do. Then you would now take that charter, now go into detail into, okay, how many rooms, how many, do you want the rooms to be en suite? Do you want to have a living room? How wide do you want it to be? How deep do you want your swimming pool to be? You now go into requirement gathering to try and document in detail what that charter is trying to do. So the project charter, the project mandate, they mean the same thing. The high level need, the high level desire of what needs to be delivered. I hope that makes sense.
Okay, sir.
Let me look at some questions that have been typed out. I'm going to look at Ade's question. Ade is saying, just to ask how long the free sessions would run for. Well, we do it once in a while. You know, it's not all the time. Like, for example, next week I have a free session. I'm just going to talk, I'll just talk and encourage people about registering for the training. So we don't really run free sessions, all right? We hope that these sessions will help you really understand what it means to work with Almond, and you can make a decision if you want to attend this training or not, and just get in there. We don't run free sessions over and over again, no. You know, that's number one. So Ade's number 2 question, is it possible to have one-on-one session with you so I can discuss where I'm at currently in my career and where I want to focus on? Yes, we have, you can call any of our numbers. So please, it's very important that you do so. We like to have that one-on-one with individuals to help them. Because when people call us, the idea is not just go and register. We want to know where they are. People say, I want to do business analyst. We'll talk to them and say, look, do project management instead because of ABC. Somebody will say, oh, I don't have any experience. I've never done this. I've never done that. Where can I start? We can guide them. All right. So give us a call. If you go to Instagram, you go to Facebook, Instagram, Almond_careers, Facebook, Almond Careers, website, almondcareers.com. Go to any of our platforms, you would find our contact numbers. Call any of the numbers and say, listen, this is where I'm at. Advise me on what to do, and we will do so. All right. Don't hesitate to do that. That's what we have 25 people working for Almond Careers. There's more than enough people to advise you, to guide you, to lead you throughout the process. You might get me on the phone, you might not get me on the phone. The idea is not for it to be me. Seriously, I can tell you, you might speak to me fine. It might not be me. We have individuals who are coming on, but most people don't even speak to me. All right. Sometimes when somebody gets a job, I was saying this last week, the lady who got a job and she went on Facebook and she wrote this long testimonial and she didn't even thank me, because she never interacted with me. She just interacted with other people. She said, thank you very much, Gwen, for encouraging me to do this course. Thank you, Nkechi, for the support you gave me. Thank you, Hawa, for helping me with my interview. She just thanked everybody. I should never even thank Henry because she never worked with me. She never spoke to me. So please, if you think that it's only by speaking to Henry that you would use to make a decision, most likely you won't make a decision. And most likely you will not attend our training because it's quite difficult. Apart from the fact I have to manage 25 people in Almond Careers, I've also been appointed the registrar for the only project management regulatory body in Nigeria. So which means my job is to work with a whole group of people to regulate project management practice. So as the registrar, I have that responsibility. So I'm wearing 2 hats. So there's a lot of work to do apart from my wife and my children that would need my attention. So it's quite difficult for me to be able to speak to every single person. So please move beyond that point where you want to speak to me. Anybody who you talk to in Almond would be able to give you just the same. For example, I don't train in Almond. I don't train. That's the fact. All right. We have trainers who are project managers and BAs who are passionate about this, who will train you. And all of them would be able to help you. I've not trained in the last, 5 years or so. Once in a while in Nigeria, I might run 1 or 2 trainings. Maybe in the UK, I'll come in once in a while in January and I might train 1 or 2 sessions. But after that, I don't anymore because I have other things to deal with. All right. So, but once in a while, I come in to encourage the students and tell them to carry on and to make sure that they don't give up. So if people have been securing jobs in the last 5, 6 years, I can assure you, it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with the individuals in Almond. And I'm not just saying it for just saying sake, it's the truth. So it's the truth. So don't worry about that. You're in safe hands. Okay? Please don't worry. Please, Susan, I'm not going to give you more free sessions. If you want to attend the training, you pay for it and you carry on. If you don't want to do it, then okay, fine. Or if you think it's not relevant for you, that's fine. I understand that. But the free sessions don't just continue like that. So everybody starts, putting that one out of the way. Don't build your tent on that one. Okay. Yes, you can. 1K. Yes, this video you can find on YouTube. Go to Almond Careers on YouTube. You'll find this video there. I'm live streaming it now on YouTube, and you can find it there. Now, what else? You're welcome, Ade. Thank you very much. You're welcome, my brother. Thank you. Susan, do you have trainings in data analytics for beginners? And it's a new frontier. Now, we do run data analytics training, but that training, we don't have a Nigerian variation in terms of cost. It is 1,900 pounds. We don't do beginners per se or advanced. We start, because to be a data analyst, we need to train you from when you know nothing about data analytics to when you are able to perform as a data analyst. So it is a journey. It is a 5-month journey. So you're not going to learn how to use tools, Power BI, blah, blah, blah. No, you're going to learn how to write some codes. You write some code on how to write codes in Excel, to start Excel for data analysis before you go into using some tools. So it's a long process, and it's 1,900 pounds. It's the most expensive course that we run because we don't have time to start teaching you how to use software, data analysis software. You think you're a data analyst. That's not true. You need to be able to write codes and work with, millions and millions of streams of data. So it's not a simple course. On our website, almondcareers.com, you can see the course outline and you can see what it takes. And if you're interested, you can carry on and we can train you from when you know nothing about data analysis to when to you being a data analyst expert, where you can actually work for multinational companies, not just in Nigeria, the UK, in Canada, in America, and the likes. Okay. Yes, call any of our numbers, Ade. No problem at all. All right. Call any of our numbers. No problem. How do you do work experience? Of course. That's the point of this whole thing. Our training comes with a hands-on work experience. It's not just a situation where you come and learn like this. Once we finish the training, you have about 8 Saturdays of training, 8 weeks, 3 hours per time. Once you finish that, once you do go halfway, we'll put you in a project where we'll combine candidates from Canada, the UK, Nigeria. Everybody will be combined. You have about 6, 7 of you in one project team. And then you guys will deliver one project from start to end. That project will take 3 months to deliver. You start the project from when it's an idea on paper, and you finish the project when it's a physical product that the client can use. Okay, so it's not an assignment. It's not something that we're just doing to waste time. We have clients who bring projects to us, and with their permission, we can get you involved in these projects, and you can deliver this project and have this project in your CV as experience, because they are real projects that you have done with your team. And when you start applying for a job or you want to improve your career and you want references from the owner of that project to reference that you have worked on this project, no problem. We can provide those references for you. Okay. Thank you. Oh, thank you. You're welcome for thanking me for the session. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everything can take you about 4 months to finish. The entire training can take about 4 months. All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. Glad. Good. I've answered all of the questions. Thank you very much. We have a new session starting on the 20th of June. That session starts by 1:30. It's going to be online. Again, our online sessions are instructor-led sessions. They are not sessions where you go and do self-study. No, they are instructor-led sessions. Somebody will be there to train you. And after that, it's very interactive. I had somebody who attended 2 weeks ago. The lady called me and she was like, wow, it's amazing. I learned so much. And she was asking me for the slides for Anyway, we're rounding up. Anyway, we're rounding up. So apologies for that. So yes. So please, if you are interested in doing this, I would advise you to, you know, let's just move. Okay. Let's move. You know, I can assure you, this investment in yourself is an investment that you would not regret. I don't want any of you to procrastinate. We start a new session next week. This coming Saturday. You can give us a call on any of our numbers. We are very active on Instagram. So if you chat with us on Instagram, you get a response almost instantly. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining this particular session. I will be ending the session now. And I hope you've learned a lot. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. For those of you who will be joining our training, I can guarantee you there's a whole lot more that you'll be getting. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will run another session next week, but it's not going to be a session like this. It will be a separate, different type of session. It shouldn't be a training on the course in itself, but it will be a different area I would want to talk about. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. Bless you too. God bless you too, Benedict. I appreciate that. I'm going to be ending the meeting now. So have a good evening, everybody. Have a very nice remaining part of the weekend, and hopefully you making that decision. Oh, one more thing. If you know that you don't want to, even if the training is not for you, you might know individuals out there who you can talk to or recommend our training to. Please do that. We'll be very, very grateful. Much, much appreciated. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.